Ask not what your community can do for you. Ask what you can do for your community. Today, we're exploring what it means to set goals and why you should be looking at setting them based on what you can do and not what your community can do. And if you find this topic interesting, you're more than welcome to come and chat with me about this on Twitch and ask your own questions. I'm streaming every Wednesday and Saturday. Whenever I talk to people about the goals that they're setting for their streams, and it is mostly streamers, more often than not they will tell me that they want this many new followers or that many subscribers, and they're all outwardly focused on what others can do for them. Instead, what I want to show you today is the importance of thinking about inward-facing goals and what you can do for your community, rather than exclusively focusing on your community doing things for you. Inward-facing goals will generally cover what you can do and how you can do things for your community, such as improving your content or how you engage with your audience or the value of your content. And on the other hand, things like follower counts, view counts, subscriber counts, they're all metrics. They're not goals in the same sense that I'm talking about today. Those are goals that cannot be controlled by us. And they are very nice as targets, don't get me wrong, but they're very empty to have as goals because they're not grounded in what you yourself can do to achieve them. And that's why we need to look in the other direction when it comes to our inward-facing goals, because these are the things that we can control and the things that we can take actionable steps towards achieving them. If you're passionate about your content and you put in the work to achieve your goals, then that will result in far stronger content that you and your community cares about. It will resonate with your audience and that will drive the metrics. So, how do we set more goals? Well, first, let's consider what tends to lead to more views and more of that kind of engagement that we're looking for, whether it's new followers, new subscribers, more views, more engagement. Generally speaking, people will follow high quality content from an engaging host who encourages conversation or feedback from their audience. They're also able to hold conversations that are interesting and, again, further encourage their audience to take part in that conversation and keep it going. In addition to this, they're consistent and they publish content regularly, and there is a feeling of relatability with that person, or at least this is all the sort of stuff that I look for when it comes to following someone on Twitch or YouTube. There are of course other elements that need detailed research and careful thinking. For example, to produce high value content doesn't just mean producing something that you are passionate about. It does have to be something that the community wants. So is there a niche that you can and want to fill? What is the supply and demand situation of that type of content like? Is there a unique niche or style or angle that we can come in from that hasn't been filled before? It's all well and good producing content we are proud of, and of course that has to be one of the main aims going into this, but if your audience doesn't actually want that content, then it's just going to fall on deaf ears. So again, we're looking at what we can do for our community, and it has to be content that they want and will find useful. For example, this content I create, sometimes I have my doubts that people care about it and even want to watch it. But I see these exact conversations happening on social media and Discords all the time. And these are real and important conversations that are about real issues that real people are having. There's a lot of reality that these videos are grounded in. And this is often the inspiration for the videos I create. In fact, I've got a huge content back catalogue that I want to create based on real conversations I'm seeing in the real world. And the main thing you'll notice is that none of these factors are based on how many followers or subscribers any of the channels that I follow have. In fact, I couldn't really care less about what their numbers are. So long as the content is good, then they're good as far as I'm concerned. And when you're good and producing high value content, it doesn't matter what your numbers are in the moment. The numbers will come so long as you continue to achieve the goals that you set, like the elements that I mentioned before. So let's go through some examples of goals we could set. Now, a lot of these are going to be very difficult to put a measurable number towards them, while others might be slightly easier. The goal isn't to have something specifically measurable. Some of them will be, but some of them will be more of a gut feeling based on what you feel the quality of your goals and how you're achieving them will be. If I was to set 3 goals for myself, my first one will be to improve how I recycle content that I create and distribute it across platforms. For example, I produce one YouTube video a week and I share a link to that video across my social medias and my Discord. And I also run a stream where I talk about that video's content in more detail and answer questions from the community. However, I feel I can do more with how I share that content online, and I would like to start creating mini video snippets that I can post to Twitter, to Instagram, and maybe even to TikTok, so people can get a quick peek of the video and hopefully be encouraged to watch the full video. So that would be my first goal, and my second goal would be to improve my presence and presentation in front of the camera. It's still something that I'm getting used to, and I'm not 100% relaxed when I'm in front of the camera filming video. To me, that does come across in the final videos, but I'd still rather focus on publishing content and getting the practice in and getting things done, rather than waiting until the moment where I feel I'm ready. In fact, I'll probably post a video about that in the future, of knowing when good is good enough and not just waiting until you feel you're ready. But yeah, I want to work on how I come across on camera. For my day job, I present to corporate clients, and after 7 years of doing that, I guess you could say I've built up a particular style that's very good for face-to-face presentations, but not so much natural conversations. And in a sense, I feel that I need to unlearn my style, which is in a sense quite corporate, and now I need to hone it in a way that's more relaxed and better fits the style of Twitch and YouTube content creation. And that brings me onto my final goal: be direct and to the point, because in my presentations in the corporate world, I generally have 1 to 2 hours to weave stories into the points that I'm making and really set the pace according to what I'm presenting on slides. One thing I've learned is that I've kind of applied this more corporate story-driven approach to the YouTube videos that I create, and relative to other YouTubers in a similar space as me, I do take a much longer amount of time to actually get to the key points that I'm trying to make in the video. So through how I script my videos, I want to get to the point faster and go into just enough detail and not too much detail, as I can always create more videos in the future that cover in that detail, and I can also save that detail for my more detailed Q&A streams as well. And doing this should, in theory, shorten the length of my videos while increasing retention and engagement, and hopefully driving new followers and new viewers on my YouTube channel. So you can see in that specific example how setting goals that you can control could ultimately drive the metrics of things that other people can do for you. Now, there are plenty more goals that I want to set, such as improving how I design my thumbnails and adding animations and transitions to my videos and to my streams, and becoming better at referencing other videos that I've published. But it's also important not to overwhelm yourself with too many goals so that you don't really know which ones to focus on. If you only start with a few, make sure you get those done, and then only add new ones when you're confident you've achieved your existing goals. Then you'll start to feel like you're making progress without being overwhelmed and burnt out. So I hope this video has not only shown you the importance of setting goals that you can control and not just setting goals that you can't control, but also given you inspiration for the kinds of goals that you can set for yourself. And if you are feeling inspired as a result of this video, what I want you to do is one thing in the comments of this video. Write down the first goal that came to mind as a result of watching this video. Remember, if you want to talk to me about this exact topic in a live setting, then I stream to Twitch on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and we also have a Discord full of like-minded streamers as well, where we talk about topics exactly like this every day, as well as building your ultimate stream life balance and the business behind content creation. Next time, I'm going to be delving deeper into the metrics side, that stuff that I just said wasn't very good, and explaining how we can track important stats across sites like Twitch and YouTube, all from a single dashboard. I'm very excited about it. So hopefully I'll see you then. Take care. All the best.